How have the players, been recovering since the weekend? Have you managed to see much of them yet?
No, not yet. We're training in about half an hour's time now. We just coming in for have a lane on a Monday morning, and then we're travelling down this afternoon at about 3:00. So they'll have a good loosener then.
But as you mentioned at the weekend, you were happy with what you saw specifically in the second half as well.
Yeah, I was. I mean, you're never going to create that many chances against such a well-drilled defence like they've got. But overall, I thought we played some good stuff in the circumstances, and could have had a few more.
As it was touched on over the weekend, you've now handed the captain's armband to Johnny Howson. Was that decision making, purely down to his experience? Because I know you've mentioned in the past that there's been a lack of leadership in the Middlesbrough squad. Was that your thinking behind it?
Well, I think Johnny's always been my captain when Britt's not been on the pitch, and Paddy McNair as well has always been influential. So nothing will change there really. I felt it was the right thing to do at the time.
Do you feel like you might potentially get more out of Britt Assomble longer? Because a lot of fans get in touch with BBC Radio T Sport after the game saying he potentially looks like he's playing, with a bit of a burden, a bit of a monkey on his back. Do you think that might be the case?
I think the fans have been saying that for the last 2 years, really. So I don't take any notice of that. I pick the team if I think they deserve to be in it. I pick them. You
were boosted by the return, of a Marcus Tavernier at the weekend. Of course, he would have provided, bolstered your squad a little bit more, and you've been keeping an eye on Yannick Bolassi's fitness. Are we likely to see him sometimes too?
I hope so. Yeah, Yannick's training quite well, so I'm hoping he'll definitely. I haven't seen him today, but I'm hoping he'll be involved in some stage on Saturday.
Considering you made some great business in the January transfer window, you must feel like you haven't had much luck in that department. Not being able to utilise them as much as you'd want to.
Well, I think every club's got injuries, haven't they? Really, I think Ashley Fletcher getting injured when he's just come back, and we've had one or two others. It's one of those things you just have to do. You usually find as your manager, it's your best players that get injured. So you're gutted when it happens, but I think we've had injuries all over the show, and you just have to get on with it. It was nice to get Tavernier back on the field on Saturday. I thought, and he lasted the game, which I didn't expect him to. So that was a plus for us, and Mendes getting 60, 70 minutes was also another plus for us. So it was, it's nice on their build up to get some more minutes under the belt.
We've seen the likes of, Barnsley, who've won 5 in a row in recent weeks. We've seen the likes of Cardiff win 6 in a row, joining you in and around just outside that playoff region. How crucial is it, to hit form at the right time, with, maybe the business end of the season coming in now? I
think you need your strikers to consistently score, really, in those periods. I think Barnsley are playing really good stuff. I saw their game at the weekend, and their 2 strikers looked on fire. So it's one of those things. You just hope that you can have a run. You can find that right blend up the middle to get your goals, which is going to be vital if you go on a run.
Well, on that theme, then, how much can you do as a manager? If your strikers just aren't hitting the back of the net, is there anything you can do as a manager from the touchline?
No, not really. I think all you do is pray for the summer.
Have you already got those plans in place at all? Or?
No, nothing at all, no. But obviously we've got lads out of contract and we'll have to bring lads in, so you just hope that, you can get the right ones.
And just on that theme as well, are you leaving those contract talks until the summer as you are with Ashley Fletcher?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. We just got to get on with it now. We have got what we've got, and we just got to hope that somebody, just comes in and can score a few goals and give everybody a lift, really. We're not missing much. I think I'm quite happy. I thought Grant Hall did well Saturday, so that was another plus for us on his second game back. And we've just got to, we've got to go out and try and win games. It's like everything else. It's not that, 14 games to go now. I think home and away they're all winnable, and we've got to try and play more like we did at Reading than we did for those 20 minutes against Bristol City.
Yeah, as you mentioned, roughly around about 14 games to go. It's about 3/4 of the way through the season now. Are you quite surprised that we're this far through the season?
Well, they have come in really thick and fast, the games, haven't they? It's been hard work for everyone, and not just the players. It's been hard work for me and my staff, and everything to do with the club at this level. But it is what it is, and we're very fortunate that we've been able to play games of football in such a horrible, pandemic. And I think at least football's given the fans a little bit of something to chew on, to look at, whether it be good or bad. It's given them an opinion that they can vent, get it out of the system, etc. And we should be very grateful for that. But it is a long, I think we've done 1.5 seasons in sort of 6 months, something like that. It's a really a big ask of all the players and staff.
Yeah, you've been a big advocate of football continuing during these tough times, and the club have probably repaid the favour for the fans a little bit by carrying over their season tickets until next campaign. Do you think that's the right move?
Well, I think nothing surprises me about anything to do with the club when Steve Gibson's is, he can't do enough for him. I think we're very, very fortunate to have him, and it didn't surprise me when I found that out.
Speaking of the chairman, you mentioned how talks may be potentially taking place soon. Is there a date in the diary with regards to your future?
Yeah, we'll be having a chat this week. I'm sure 1 or 2 things to be sorted, and that's how it is. We always talk. We planned to talk this week for quite a few weeks now. We said let's get the game out of the way against Coventry, and then we'll probably get together Wednesday or Thursday, something like that.
Speaking of Coventry, then they're down at the bottom end of the table, but their home form suggests that they're quite strong. It's just 2 defeats from 11, so it could be a tricky place to go for you and your team.
Absolutely, yeah. I saw them beat Brentford quite easily as well that night. So I know how it is, but it is anywhere you go. I don't think there's a game yet that's not going to be difficult. What we've got to do is make sure it's as difficult for Coventry as it is for us.
Okay, great stuff. Thanks very much.
Thanks,
for your time,
Matt.
Neil. Really appreciate that.
Cheers, son.
Jeff from Lucknow.
Take care.
Jeff from Lucknow. Where are you, Jeff? Oh, yeah, I've got you.
Ian, I'm unmuted. Hi.
Hi, Jeff.
Yeah, Neil, 1st of March, first day of spring, does it suddenly seem like the end of the season's coming?
Well, the wife said that to me this morning. I must admit, we had a bike ride yesterday, Jeff. We went 30 miles or something like that yesterday. And we went past this, I can't remember which churchyard it were now, but the snowdrops, thousands of snowdrops. And I thought, wow, it's just starting now, isn't it? So, let's hope that, we can grow ourselves as a club and as a team as the flowers come up.
That's very poetic. Actually, I'll use that one. And you 5 points away from the playoffs, but you're hanging on in there, aren't you? You just need to keep in there.
Yeah, I think it's a long shot for us, Jeff, but we've just got to keep trying hard. You've seen, the last 10 days, the fans won't know where it is really. I think one of you guys said that the only consistency is our inconsistent. It's it's not, you want to try managing them. You think you know what you're going to get, and then something else happens. It is difficult, but it's not for a lack of effort. They're really trying. They're a good group of lads, and we've played some good stuff. Even on Saturday, it's difficult. It was difficult playing against Cardiff, but I thought in the circumstances we were super. Really, I don't think they've had fewer chances than that in the games that they've had, and I thought that was down to everybody doing the job, apart from one slip, which I think we're always right after the event, aren't we?
Just chuck you a couple of that aren't to do with the match. Glenn Roder, did you know Glenn very well?
Yes, I didn't know him personally. I just through when I spoke to him a few times over the, it was a massive blow when it came out about the brain tumour that he had, and he's been battling it ever since, hasn't he? I think it just shows you've got to live for today, haven't you? You know what I mean? He was 7 years younger than me. it's almost, what's written in it. You just don't know what's around the corner. That's why you've got to enjoy every day of your life, really. Have no regrets, and you've got to, look forward. But it's every sympathy to his family. He was a smashing, quiet lad. He was unassuming, and yet he was quite determined. To do what he did. He played his own style, and I think he surprised a few people in that respect. And they didn't think he could cope with the difficulty of management and things like that, but he did. He was, he's always. I always found him very amicable on the telephone.
And you said yourself you could chat to Steve Gibson late this week. You just going in with an open mind? Yeah,
we'd already planned it quite a few weeks ago, really. But we were going to have a chat and talk about all sorts of things, really. And that's what it is. I think we're going to speak to each other on Wednesday or something like that.
And just one last one, you may or may not be a fan. It's Chris Rea's 70th birthday this week.
My favourite song. Yeah, I saw a bit of a documentary on him. I didn't realise about his connections. And that is my favourite Christmas song, I've got to tell you, when I'm driving down. In fact, it drives my wife daft, really, because I have it on all the time. But he's a good fan, isn't he, as well? So he's only a youngster, isn't he, 70? He's only a pup.
Excellent. Thanks very much, mate.
Cheers.
Julesy from Tyne Tees.
Julesy from Tyne Tees, I can't see anybody.
Sorry, Neil, you can't see me. My camera's bust. You only have my voice.
Oh, right. Carry on then. I can hear you.
Just a quick one from me, Neil. Cardiff were in red hot form. Just say a little bit more about how pleased you were with parts of that performance at the weekend.
Well, it's so hard to play against when you're being turned all the time, but I thought we coped really well with that. We worked on how we could nullify them, and I thought we did. I mean, I don't think they've ever had such few shots, and they didn't have a corner in the game. Pity they had a long throw. But other than that, I thought we really coped well, and I thought we played some good stuff. It was nice to see Johnny Howson further forward. I thought he kept us going. He probably didn't catch the lights. I saw the marks over the weekend. Probably didn't catch the highlight as much, but the number of times that he kept us playing by a simple pass and kept the attack moving, I thought he was super in that role alongside Tavernier,
And just one quick one. How do you account for the inconsistency? It's, as you said before, is it maddening or is it the name of the game at the minute? Say a bit more about that if you would.
Well, I'd be a wealthy man if I could tell you. The Championship is... I think really we'd get more consistencies with the crowds in. I think once we get the crowds back, you'll get more consistencies. It's so difficult. I think different players react to the quietness, and some need that fans on the back and needs that volume set in. I think it's for all of us really. It'll be such a blessing if we could get the fans back, for the next season. I think that's what it needs. That's what it needs, definitely.